Right? 2-1, not all that bad. They haven't played it here, so we're going to see what we end up getting as the agent select is going to go. And look at Alfie already locking in that chamber there, Kukuka.
He's not even hovering. He's not even letting us, theory craft. Maybe he goes for something else. But very important as well, you know that the chances of you picking this map and you starting on the attack are like, let's say 95%, okay? Some people, especially if it's a pick. If it's the last one, maybe it changes. But we saw what Fnatic were able to do in their attack. A lot of that aggression on mid, all of those straight denials that this composition offers.
Sentinels got kind of obliterated by HyperX in their post flanks when they played against them in the uppers. They were getting caught off guard by players in off angles when they were retaking. That's going to be the same thing with Alpha, but turned up to a new degree. Every time Fnatic get the spike down, watch for where he's putting his TP gate, how he's positioning forward. And now for Sentinels, we have to talk about them because they are locking the tail, they are locking the Vise, and this is looking to be the same comp as long as they don't lock it away, and they've done it. Zekin goes for the waylay, the first player to pull that out here in Masters Toronto.
What?
Well, if his first waylay, that is for sure. I don't think that he has played the agent in an official match, has he?
Not that I could recall.
I don't think so.
But also narrates on the Dejo as well.
Is this Jogamo? Is this you?
G2 played this a ton in Americas with that waylay in the mix. The slow is great. You can dive into market, all these different things. GB, this is a hell of a curveball.
All right, folks. Well, it's now time to find out if Sentinels sink or swim. Are we going to get that map 3? Let's send it back over to your casters, Pansy and Hypoc.
Yeah, thank you. All eyes turning towards Zekin here. Mike, I thought that maybe Alpha up on that chamber, maybe even Kron on the Vice.
Not the headline tonight.
Nah, Zekin on the waylay. What are we seeing with this?
I mean, it actually almost suits to play into this, right? You can almost dive onto Alpha a little, I said a little more coordinated, but there's a lot of pressure now to try and, at the end there's not many counterplays, right, to a chamber, getting up close and personal, able to dip his toes and get out, but could be a trump card, the Uno reverse from Sentinels, and that's where Milan even touching on, bringing out a curveball, but hey, how do you react now?
Yeah, I think they've just one-upped you in that matter, but we dive into this dome where we get to truly see the test of these two creative sides. Fnatic on the attack, and of course SEN then on the defending side. And let's see how this looks. We got a lot to learn. Already a 3-play stack on this B site.
Bit of pressure here, a probe sent out in terms of the util from Crashies. Second motion is played towards short. It's Alpha to lead the charge. Find John QT, but actually no damage done there.
No, and that's a couple of those bullets spent. Already the rotation's coming in, Narrate's gonna be here. Kayak on the corner, nice shot from Kayak, quick to try and hunt that down. Does get denied the springboard forward, but Narrate's screwed. Yeah, Kron was hungry for that. And they're fighting for that space behind Tree, taking over towards Heaven, making the site really uncomfortable. It's two players trying to tuck in towards help. And if they get the spacing right here, Fnatic, it should be pretty light work. This was really well crafted, Mike.
Just to say, the miss on the first, but Alpha connecting with the headshot. Zekin now need an ace to find this pistol.
Have I told you about the story of Zekin's 1v5? I've not told you that one.
You have not.
He was on a waylay, which is crazy, right?
It?
Yeah.
Round 1 of the second map.
It must have been probably a different game because I don't see it happening now. Kron's playing the no fun allowed game.
The fun police.
Yeah, they've turned up. Sirens are on. Yeah, Zekin's having a go, but it's... Even in the losses, the man's still scary as hell. Good God, that man. Nasty with it, but around nevertheless for Fnatic here to get the first in this second map.
Certainly a confidence booster through everything they had at that comeback on map 1, but Sentinels pull out a curveball here at map 2, and maybe some early learnings here to find on the side of Fnatic. Excited to see, really. I mean, it will be the face-off. Maybe not in the first half here between Alpha and Zekin. Maybe not so much Kayak in that regard.
All right, one Sheriff for Zekin. And obviously on the other side, you're going to see them try and go farming here. But a big investment, Kron, Kayak. prized possessions they don't want to be losing, and a 5-play stack. So they better avoid one side of this map if they know it's good for them. But let's see if they can just test out the waters. This puts a lot of pressure on, I'd say, Crashies to kind of do this good scouting to make sure they don't fall into these sort of traps in place. And it looks like they're aiming towards middle to begin with.
The space to play into, for sure. Still cautious. Not going to give away any early advantage here in round 2.
Ooh, okay. Narrate goes down. Nice. Enough correction in the end from Alpha from that second. This is good for him. Again, you want to see confidence being built. The other 4%, not really all that enthused by this round, are they?
No. Especially when you look back towards the minimap now. The big gap. Ground to cover.
Good call from Fnatic, though. They'll be happy enough with that.
Still so cautious of a snake in the water here. We'll find a clean plant, though. Able to get themselves out of sight as well. Yeah, really scratching their heads now.
I said, not here. Zekken is getting closer. Door's shut, though. Nope. Door's open. And Fnatic would like to find the opponents. It does seem a little bit of hide and seek so far, but Kayak going to take down Zekken, who did have that Sheriff. So the main sort of danger weapon gone. Speaking of weapons, there is one now dropped.
Launching thorns.
Have to see if they can recover this or keep it out of their hands, but Zelsis, this is a lot. That's 3 players here. They're going to make Fnatic work for this, though.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Still trying to keep them in market here. Well, that's you both kills come through.
Okay, Vandal back in. Everything recovered. So, yeah, Vandal, Phantom, and the Guardian still in rotation.
Yeah, difficult to really police the weapons in that situation. Almost want to force Fnatic a little deeper, maybe to fall to the spike, but the plant position. A little bit of safety here. Damage done, though. Really going to cause problems for the purchase here.
Okay.
And obviously, the offset to that being Alpha.
Revealing area.
So the ability to buy up effectively a Guardian in the back pocket.
That works.
Right side of the map for Zekken this time. Does have Zelsis here too. Alpha propped up towards B main very early. Again, this tempo from Fnatic is slow. We've been kind of talking about this. Very, very slow and steady.
Yeah, and certainly some question marks here of what Zekken's going to be doing. Does enable a lot of defensive aggression. And Alpha beheaded. In similar setup, though, to what we saw earlier on. It's not Alpha to lead the charge here, but rather sell the fake elsewhere.
I quite like the deeper positioning from Narrate. We've seen that Fnatic do like to prioritize that deeper tree control as well. If he can police this, it'd be impressive, but it's difficult. Fnatic once again taking that territory. Kayak tries to get a little technical with it, but Narrate comfortable on the pressure. So far, so good. Actually overextends and is rewarded.
2 with the Bulldogs, by the way. Massive value found. Will force now Chronicle and Boast to consider just holding on to this weaponry.
Not many opportunities for a play here with that spike going through tree, as said. If it all goes wrong, you're kind of stuck there.
So they do have the benefit. It's only Alpha that's broken. Got himself as close to a real weapon as you could hope for with that amount of credits left in the bank. The Sentinels here on the board on a SEN. As wide, it's only really Kayak and Alpha making progress here. Crashes as well, actually. Yeah, and the rate goes huge here with Bulldog. But there from Kayak's position, snappy onto Crashes as well, who had a rough first map. We'll see him certainly establish himself early on here on a SEN.
Yeah, and a little bit scary as well if Narrate starts going early. You saw how that last map ended. I mean, he was on a high note and a half.
Oh, he's buzzing up on his feet.
Oh, and a little bit of a deeper exploration coming out from Zekken there. So this feels like this fight's going to be happening a lot, right? Between Alpha and Zekken fighting for that sort of early space on maybe B main or over towards A. This time Zelsis there with him. And they are waiting. This time Alpha, a bit of damage done. Zelsis wants to clear this util, but couldn't quite crest the corner.
We really want to see them remove the...
That's 3 players.
Yeah.
They should have noted on this side of the map.
Rate's been fairly quick to rotate over towards A. He's making moves now. But this time around, the difference being Fnatic sit behind this. Spike still over towards the B side. And Zekken still commanding the space into B main.
Zekken's been outdone this time. Back and forth between these two so far in these rounds. Zelsis still has some stall on this site. He can buy a bit of time. We saw that earlier rotation coming out from Narrate. Now he wants to get back. Can Zelsis buy some precious seconds? Can he keep Fnatic away from the door? They're already chomping at the bit to get closer, looking for that cross through towards site. Slips in the smoke, takes away Alpha, looks for some more damage, but he can't do much more. Kind of pinned in at this point, had to give up Cat.
The flash is perfect. Zelsis couldn't catch him. He actually caught the backside of it as well.
Yeah, but overextension towards CT. I thought maybe try and buy a bit of time, see if someone could swing off him. But Chronicle goes down and leaves it in this 3v3. Now how does SEN then break back through towards the site itself? Look at the utility they have. 1 flash for John QT. That's it pretty much, and 1 smoke for Bang. Difficult to breach this side of the map. And that's it. That's pretty much it. 2 towards Cat, high flash swing. Away we go, Crash, he's blind. What is that? Bang still firing on all cylinders though. He knows where Kayak is, but it ain't enough to kill him. Kayak survives and Fnatic make it out like bandits.
How? As Crash is alive there to find a kill. Maybe just a catch on the flash themselves, but Alpha crispy on the entry. Yeah, weird exchange here between Zelsis and Chronicle. Bang almost lining up a 4K here.
God, Bang. So close on that. I was like, bro, why are you aiming that towards me? Damn, okay, timeout early for SEN though. They're touching base up on what? Round 5, they've hit the brakes here. Maybe not liking it, maybe just kind of trying to get a grip on this. Again, you're playing up against a comp that you probably aren't super familiar with. You're seeing a chamber again, seeing this sort of thing. And again, if you're looking at the coaching staff, Kaplan's there going to be trying to keep in touch with them quick.
And you could argue it's maybe some of the rounds that are most frustrating to lose because there's not necessarily any flair or, you know, nothing special about some of these rounds. If Alpha can just kind of find these dry engagements and win out, those are tilters. You're not really testing the site hold or anything like that. It's somebody almost overstepping the mark on Sentinel's side. So maybe just trying to rein that in early on, but certainly for Zekken in the first half, you don't want him to just sit back and receive some of these site XX.
And it does feel, I don't want to say like a coin flip between the two of them, but they have been going back and forth, right? Zekken's had his moments. Yeah. Obviously, though, the value of Alpha getting that first pick does open the site. You saw how isolated then Zelsis was, and it was really hard to stall out. He did great, though, slipping into that smoke, catching a player. Still stalled out almost enough for Bang there, but not to be. 3-1, Fnatic firmly now starting to build a lead. The operator is in, but
let's play.
so's Tour de Force on the other side. Zekken taking a look. Knife comes in, probably going to catch one there. Imagine that connected. As Zekken decides to rattle off a shot, but back away. That opens up gap for Fnatic.
Almost leaning towards a pace change on both sides, so as soon as the Tour de Force is out.
Active fight on towards Street.
Here, yeah. Well, actually, it's spam onto Kayak.
And it's done. Oh, Narrate, how are you diffing Kayak in that? He had to snap back to it already. You're going to see this coming in to try and clear out, and it does. Hunter's Fury does well to catch out Narrate, but they've made it hard work to play up Cat, a real different hold. They're just playing it forward a little in unison. No big opportunities for Alpha to bring in the ult either.
Trying to make something work here in range of the TP. But a pause for thought here from Fnatic. Even 4v4, but John QT tagged down to 47, so slight advantage. Alpha once again, curious. Does have the spike himself as well, so going to hope that Crashes can come and reinforce this, but it's Zekken.
And look at the time.
Once more.
The word melons is coming to mind. 10 seconds. Fnatic, yeah, they're getting closer, but Bang's still here. If he can deny the plant, that's everything. And Bang's currently getting curious. Dealt with by Kron, a messy shot from him. Zellsis can't get there in time just yet. And look how disconnected Kron is. This is so difficult for Zellsis to clear out. Crashy's dart, shock dart's back in play as well. The second that Zellsis gets closer to site, if he gets contact, that checkmate of Kron's position surely comes in, and it's there. Lovely positioning. I thought they were too late then, Mike, but they are letting that clock run low.
Not many options to recover that on the side of Zellsis, but just a really bizarre exchange here. Towards short, it's only really the Hunter's Fury that opens things up for Fnatic.
One enemy.
Almost 1 second shows his hand with the operator. Able to deal with it. A couple of ultimates now online for Sentinels. Still got Kayak though. Potentially over, actually a set piece out towards mid here.
Yeah, and look at the pressure coming out of B main too. It's kind of look towards middle, but I promise you there's more of us here. And there is. They're fighting together. SEN kick up the pace, and they rip apart Fnatic. Boaster and Alpha have a mountain to climb. Alpha rattles off the bullet. They now know where he is. Spike's in a dangerous position too. Alpha wants that back. Boaster already trailblazing away. Alpha gets the spike, he gets away. Now where do they go? It feels like it has to be towards A, right?
All this pressure elsewhere. They're not going to walk short. Surely not.
Oh my, no. Why is this choice feels mad?
There's not going to be any
Playing Sen's
confirmation for Sen, but this is certainly bold.
Oh my god, they might, I don't, oh! They catch more than the timing. They catch second.
But do they read that as Sentinels have already rotated and now go back towards B? Zellsis is still in a position to do damage.
He's thinking about it, isn't he, Alpha? And with Zellsis still alive, you've still got this wall in middle. Okay, triggers it. Trying to bait it out to look back like a boo. A double fake, potentially. And a late
Boaster's got
lurk
the spike
up
as well.
cat.
Oh my word.
That was close. That was so damn close to smoke on CT. And Sen have to react to it. They have to respond to it to some extent. But it is the play towards A now. Plant's going to be coming down. Can Boaster and Alpha navigate this?
Planted. My ultimate is ready.
Paranoia still there.
That's huge, actually. 5 seconds on the smoke as well for Boaster.
Door shut as well. Where's he off to? They don't know, we do. Smoke going to go in. Ult's popped. Alpha's out of it, but they're going to flood the site now. Sen looking to try and clear, trying to maybe catch Boaster in the meantime. Paranoia still in play. There it is, posted. Alpha, you got to come into this one. And he checks it, it's clear for now. They are hunting them down, but Alpha denying. Boaster trying to live as long as he can. Alpha, the man who will not be moved. Clutching up Fnatic, doing the damage.
Almost felt a little awkward there. The Paranoia could have connected potentially onto Alpha. Not sure of the range, but what a recovery.
Player standing.
It takes everything from Alpha. 4 kills for him.
I would apologize, Suzanne.
And this pace change really from Sentinels. Actually the second timeout coming through.
Boaster's up, Boaster's up. You shouldn't be losing, what, 2v4s? Those are the ones that get you. Those are the ones that frustrate you.
They look beautiful initially for Sentinels. Like I said, I think that pace change really, operators left on the table. Alpha's going to have it. Let's take the fight to them.
Yep, love that.
And initially, a huge victory for them. But again, Zellsis half a second longer, and he catches Boaster with the spike.
But also have to give credit to Boaster, playing him like a fiddle.
Yeah.
Just setting off that wall towards middle, the smoke towards CT, all of these ideas that, oh, they're going back, surely they're going to try and hit this fake. It was a double fake, back in towards that A piece, beautifully done, manipulating the map just perfectly. And at 5-1, there's a reason there's this double timeout called into effect. Sentinels
would love to be a fly on the wall.
God, wouldn't you just? Hearing that.
Again, because that's when you watch the minimap back and it's a round of seconds. Millimeters almost. But a huge win for Fnatic to find their 5th. Sentinels now really a stinger and a sheriff for Zekken. Tuck themselves back into a deeper hold for sure.
Oh, they've been abusing Cat over and over again.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
And I quite like the occasion, you know, Narrate's been trying to play a little close towards True, but then we had that Kron and Crashies round that just battered them. SEN finding it hard. They've been so close a couple of times, but it's just not quite been there. Steadying. You can see that Fnatic getting that protocol is right. Early clear of the wall, early clear of the thorns.
It's all ahead of 60 seconds left, yeah.
Going through that checklist very well. Making those rotations now difficult, and Alpha gets let off the leash. Has a glance towards middle. Is still building towards A.
Say ult here for Kayak as well, so the drone will come through if it doesn't confirm. Maybe a UCIB actually. Spam almost catching on John QT.
Oh, safety found in the smoke there. Almost a second of thought for it. And Alpha's gone right up the guts here.
Fnatic playing the entire map
There's
on
a
this attacking side.
There's still 3 players on this B site. So they've actually got the read right here. But you look at the weaponry, that's the hard part here. SEN getting the tempo right, getting the read right. But with 25 seconds, it can go wrong. Fnatic could have left this too late, but let's find out. 24 seconds, they've got to make a play here. Stall coming in and Crashies taking those brave first couple of steps. Good work from Zekken, good stall. It's 17 seconds now. They've got to get towards the back of the side. Poster makes a meal of it, but lands it in the end. Zekken again, 10 seconds left. Zekken is still on fire here. Bang! Lands a shot and Kayak is sweating bullets. This one's over. Heroics from Zekken doing the damage to Fnatic.
And gets the 4. I mean, Fnatic victims of their own success here. Like I said, playing the entire map, but then playing right into Sentinel's hands. Or the hands of that man right there.
Scary player to get going, to get confident, to get feeling out this game. Look at these
10 seconds
shots.
left. One enemy remaining.
Good
And then you look at
God.
all that, and Bang's still there, just waiting.
That rock solid player.
Play time, boys. Play time.
The Mastercard Thrifty coming through. Beautiful highlight there for Zekken. But can they keep these reads up, right? They've got to keep a grip on Fnatic, who are looking slippery.
Poster down on the stinger now. Broken by
Retrieving flash.
for Fnatic. Zekken one away from the ultimate again, but John QT and the rate have theirs to invest. Still sitting on Kayaks. Now Chronicle.
There.
Rip away the advantage here in terms of the purchase for Kayak. That's 60. He runs through! What?
Sorry, is Houdini in the server? Because that was just simply magic. How has he gotten 2 there? No right at all. Great knife timing on that one to connect, though. Gets at least denied to be able to invest the ult. So now the plant's going to come in, but they're in a 5v3.
Sentinel's giving this up already. You can see them tucked into
Cancel,
B side.
yeah. What the hell was that from Kayak? Give me that on a replay,
I mean,
please.
the first, maybe.
Second.
Outrageous.
Show me it back. Can't take it. You got to feel in a way for SEN. They can't get that momentum on their side, right? Yeah, a brilliant round from Zekken. Heroics from him. Right back, call, okay, Kayak's behind us and he's just gotten 2.
Well,
All
especially now, if you're Kaplan, you got to just sit back and watch these rounds.
Yep.
It all rides on John QT in the server. Be a flawless round 8 here for Fnatic.
Wow.
Maybe that's the turning point for them in terms of momentum and establishing themselves now with a 4-round lead. Certainly got the funds to support that.
Oh, he spotted his
Spots him in the smoke.
Launching missile.
That is absolute filth. That's Narrate as well, who's looked so sharp. I said coming alive in map 1.
Yeah, Kayak is an absolute gunner, apparently. Okay, we've got a couple of ults. So Kayak's been sat on his for a while now. We've been kind of keeping track of that. Kron's got his. He wanted it in that previous one, but actually the knife denied it, and then they had the round regardless. On the other side, though, Zekken one away. John QT's got his. Narrate's got his. Yeah, need to see something around this, though. Once again, respecting Fnatic to have all of this mid-control. Not much of a test towards this.
Yeah, Sentinels have not been dipping their toes in
No
the early round.
operator, no challenge on it. Don't fancy it.
You could argue maybe with Zekken now sitting on 3K.
deeper wall.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, Fnatic were able to pull this out very early on in the previous rounds.
Oh god, Kayak again. You got another rabbit in their hat to pull out. No, pretty simple, but the timing's right for Bang. Takes away Alpha, trying to maybe scale into this and stalled out on shore. Uh-oh, time to run. Okay, they're good.
Gotta go ahead of this now with the spike. Actually, not going to be isolated.
Okay, this is nice. So this time around, do get to invest the ult here. So just those classics waiting, but I've heard something about those Sentinels classics. That makes me a little bit nervous here. And even Kayak investing util, they want to clear house. The Bang come down swinging! Outrageous stuff from Bang! He could be on for the ace. 8 HP in a dream. Zelsis gets the job done. But beauty from Bang there.
The desperation to capitalize on Chronicles Ultimate is their downfall.
Seconds left.
Up against the ropes in hell. I mean, the flash is perfect.
One
And
enemy remaining.
again, you can't fault the first two swings here.
I'll have what I...
Just when you think it might be the moment Fnatic stabilize here with the lead. Sentinels fight back. 3 still separate these teams.
Oh, I like this.
Like I said, yeah, with the funds in the previous. Zekken now on the operator, sorry.
But also that maybe they're willing to, I don't want to say challenge middle, but let's see how they maybe want to approach it. Kayak wants to test early. Okay. Zekken.
Well, I was going to say,
what was the plan?
a really awkward
Maybe some discomfort
recall
on the
there.
agent. I don't know. That didn't seem like he went the way he wanted. So Narrate now.
Whoa.
What is going on in these couple of moments here? Zekken, sorry, excuse me, Zelsis is still on this side. So they felt pressure in market and through main. This feels very indicative of this B hit, but we've seen how slippery Fnatic can be. Hesitation on rotation, but Bang closing the gap. He should be the checkmate here. Keep Zelsis steady in holding this side, but John QT's gone down. There's still a wall behind here. TP could be taken for Bang, but if even another 4K, this is ridiculous. Fnatic slow and steady has been working, smothering Sentinels. The plant up next. Bang, I mean, he was a hero before, but this, I don't think is in the wheelhouse today.
Looks like he wants to just look for an exit. Again, maybe even retrieve the operator, but both are tucked into pizza.
Shadows.
And again, I come back to the start because I quite like the idea, kind of playing a little bit deeper initially, waiting for that early wave of util, and then maybe taking a glance. But it felt like maybe just a bit of discomfort on the agent for Zek, and it didn't look like, obviously, that was what he wanted. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. Bang, if you survive, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
Gun here.
Okay.
Yeah, an early TP from Kayak and the clone. I think he knows he's got him back to rights.
Yeah. I see it.
Beautiful play up middle.
Ah.
And again, it's just the timing that it takes him to pull the operator. And actually, yeah, I mean, Kayak's on the angle so quickly.
Oh, it was just an ankle shown. That was enough for the shot from Narrate then.
One enemy remaining.
Big round from Alpha, though. Paving the way towards B site for Fnatic. And a trade-off. Again, look at that timeline. Last 4. Coming back and forth here.
Lovely matchup, actually, between these two. I'm liking it. And again, it's that whole idea of being better to be remembered for ambition than to be forgotten for obedience, playing their own way, bringing out new agents. As said on this way, like, be it a hit or a miss, fair play, you know, you can call it how you see it. This is the first half on the defending side. But then you look at Fnatic, of course, rewarded so far with this chamber adjustment, Chronicle as well on that Vice.
Time to jump.
Fnatic have been in control in terms of, like I said, playing the entire map, drawing out this util very early on, but Sentinels don't seem to respond to that, don't spring into action. I say when they do try to dig their heels, and that also hasn't suited them.
No.
Other than some heroics from Zekken here and there.
This is, they're playing back Bowhouse. Oh, 30 seconds yet, and they've read it so well. Where are you meant to go? Zeka trying to buy him time with the ult coming in, but still does have to lean forward. Boaster takes him down. He was actually set into motion well. Narrate does a little bit of damage from CT. 20 seconds, starting to fumble on time, and already Bang going to take the quick TP and the ult invested towards the back of sight. 15 seconds for Fnatic. Come on, you got to get towards the site here. Zelsis set up for success. Bang on the trade, can't do enough. 7 seconds and the plant is wanted. Does Kayak get given that freedom? No, he does not. Narrate there, denying the plant, and Fnatic leaving it way too late.
What's the setup here? 10, 15 seconds earlier. It's teed up for Fnatic, but once more, I dare say it, victims of their own success. They have so much space to play into, so much freedom where they're almost second-guessing themselves in some of these situations. Bang to spring the trap once more. 3 on the round from Narrate. Quiet half from him. You can hear Zelsis now rally the troops towards a 5th here to close out the first half.
Trying to ignite something. It's been a hard game to get that kind of momentum building. And it's something actually to keep that away from Sentinels. They are a team that never feel truly down and out, no matter the scoreline, no matter the map, no matter the matchup. The way that Fnatic are playing this slow RVS ground has been hard to build momentum from. And again, Bang getting caught off there. Just that kind of 1v1 over on A main that was slowly building.
Yeah, it was a warbang as well, so that's just the edge of the... John be on the top of the boxes, but have to wait and see.
He's not been having a highlight game. Narrate, on the other hand, has been nice from John QT. Quick way to make up for what's not been a good affair yet. Can he do any more, though? No, goes down with a lot of util as well. Cleared out by Boaster, besting the other IGL. And Kron in support, not letting them fight alone. Security found for the plant. Zelsis, just a formality in the pathing back for Fnatic. Making it up to 8, keeping SEN on just these 4 rounds. Mike, this one looks one-sided. We're going to have to wait until that second half to see if SEN have more for us. They've got to come out swinging.
One enemy. I'll have what
Esports is a $2 billion industry now, but it all started in dingy basements and cramped living rooms.
From how the pros train to how the money flows, this G2 and Mastercard series breaks it all down. 12 episodes, packed with insight and lessons for anyone looking to understand the world of competitive gaming. Ready to learn the game behind the game?
Stay tuned for what's next.
You won't want to miss it.
All right, so the bar has been set. 8 rounds for Fnatic, and they looked in control, Mike.
They absolutely did. These are the few rounds where things get away from themselves. Maybe cutting things a bit too fine. For sure, now asking a similar question of Sentinels. We do have the Coinbase Econ report here, obviously struggling on the side of Sentinels, but really stretching their legs. You expect Alpha obviously to be a little higher up, but yeah, not necessarily painting too clear a picture.
No. However, my eyes are on Zek in this half. In outfit today. Came to work, locked in.
Had the privilege of meeting earlier.
Yeah, the man behind the mask. But yeah, for me, it is now the story of what does Zekken look like on this, because it is that waylay, it's on the attacking side now. It's time to see the value and what it can bring. We've seen how good Alpha looks with this chamber. We've seen this sort of stuff. Kayak, of course, that amazing ability to be able to pick up those 2 kills on the A site. Ridiculous at times. However, we go in. Sentinels. Are we going 3? Or do you have it in 2? Only 4 rounds to their name. It is a long path back.
We did see that face-off initially in the first half between Zekken and Alpha. Certainly more so here in the second. So set piece going to come through for the Sentinel. Zekken up close and personal. Doesn't find any contact, but actually, Chronicle finds him.
Yeah, Kron having that corner uncontested was wild. It felt like they checked off every other part of the map. It was a very well-crafted approach, but still, does a bit of damage. And look at Narrate. 34 HP and tucks in towards help. Looks like Short is the way forward here. Slow and steady for Fnatic once again, waiting, and Sentinels tired of it. Try and get involved again, punished. Zelst is the only one to make out with a positive trade here, and he's fallen. Alpha doing what he needs. He even crashes now on his feet. Boaster in prime I-Series form, giving it large.
There's a line there that I won't repeat. Maybe another day. So Chronicle just, yeah, no pressure whatsoever. Move the tip of the spear here and into a 4v4 ahead of the plant coming through, but
Ooh,
Alpha
that was tasty.
connecting on the headshot here to seal the deal.
Nice shots, bro.
9th under their belt. So if Sentinels can get anything going here to maybe flip round 2, but only classics.
I mean, this is starting to look like that Icebox third map is becoming a reality between these two. First map didn't feel as explosive as expected, but this is certainly a test. Be careful here. They are close by. Those classics can do work, but again, shot in the dark and Alpha is rewarded. Zekken disrespecting it, takes a glance in, and then dips out.
Would peel away now. John QT, the only casualty. Zelsis HP bar as well, down to 32.
John's been having a bit of a nightmare as well. Rough game for him.
Able to really have a say in a lot of these rounds. See a fairly thankless role on the KO, but certainly expect a little more from him.
Shadows traveling.
Timing on that smoke, actually. See the paranoia.
Yeah, I was going to say, inside the smoke, so.
There we go. Kron. Oh, he's so well controlled, but SEN digging in their heels this time. Hold on. Anything they can recover, any plant to be had would be perfect. So Narrate going to go for the plant, and Zekken put on guard duty. Now Drone going to find the first, and they look to flood. Zekken going to be trying to make this one happen here. Narrate by his side, going to spot the players, do the dance. Oh, and it's so simple. Fnatic not really giving any room for SEN to get up to anything.
Keep 2 rifles from this. We'll find the 10th. Ult charge wise, going to prioritize Crashies on the Hunter's Fury. Maybe. Maybe just go through the housekeeping.
Yeah, and just polishing this one comfortably. 3 still alive. As I need a bit more fire with Sentinels, Mike. There's just a bit of a whimper here.
Now's the time to make a stand. Long road back into the second half with Fnatic kicking things off with 2. They're even actually riding this out now with a Bucky and a Sheriff.
Oof.
Boaster back on one of his trademarks of old.
Yep. A vintage look coming back in.
Again, Fnatic rounds to play with almost, so expect them to ride the economy out. Maybe looking to actually get an operator on the board nice and early.
This is scary though. Jump spot top middle. And now Paranoia comes in. And Alpha's really got such confidence. Smoke was still in play and he knows it now. Oh! The snap towards Zelsis was filthy. Still gonna get his man. I thought it was Zekken on the chopping block, but he gets to live.
Zekken recalled to avoid being pinged by the dart there. You see it was almost a surprise to see somebody swing out from position. 1-for-1 trade now. Damage done to Alpha and Crashies. Argue a slight advantage.
It's an opportunity, isn't it? It feels like they've been lacking those.
Sentinels will group as for proceeding towards Boaster, who now has the Bulldog instead.
The time is going to be, I'm not going to say late, but it's going to be short.
I mean, it's tight if they don't make a move.
Look at this
Chronicles
down mid.
already.
Nothing behind them. Yeah, this is going to get deadly because this flank is going to be fast as well. They need to get through side. They still need to clear back Boathouse, and they're not investing utility. Want to keep this quiet. Boaster, can you buy the time? Zekken does well. Takes away players from CT. Now Boaster forced to fight, but the flank comes in. 2 players. Flooding straight down, Cat. Nice damage, but not a nice job. 6 seconds! Alpha can't do it. Sentinels down to the wire, but clinging on.
A ton of damage done. Fnatic frugal in the purchase here, so it feels like the best of a bad situation. Second one to make this a little harder.
1 enemy remaining.
It's Narrate with another 3-piece.
Beautiful.
Like I said, the purchase in the previous now to find an operator in the hands of Alpha. See if we can put this to work. He's been present time and time again here in B main and hasn't really had anybody to greet him. Big ping at Zekken, got to be careful. Oh, but he finds Kayak.
How's it gone that way? Do they speed up off this, or how do they want to play it? There's a little bit of a question mark around that, maybe push out on B potentially because the wall got cleared, so they gather up towards Cat. It looks like they really want to continue towards A, but Quad's been solid too. Zekken taking the space away towards Tree. Boaster coming on by. Does have that paranoia if Quad needs it, and I think he does now. Yeah, wait, they didn't even check for it. Narrate still doing damage. Bang on, good layering here. Nice scaling up towards the site, and the spike should be in now.
Spike planted.
She's still got plenty of util. One of the Hunter's Fury, so
Zelsis. Zelsis. You couldn't get better positioning in that. The timing. It's time to run for Alpha. That is too valuable of a possession. You want that operator for late game.
and a big round actually to keep 4 alive.
Huge.
The Sentinels to build back in. Second was actually trying to remove that advantage. Don't want to see another one given away here.
Well, they are close. They got to this quick. Do you get to keep this one? No one else through CT side. You can see where they are, but I think they're going to pause now. I think we'll be kind of leaving it where it is. But again, starting to see a little bit more life in Sentinels, Mike. There's a build here. The fact that Zekken got that kill on Kayak still feels ridiculous.
Spam back as well. This is obviously Kayak got the Phantom as well, so no traces to even aid that from Zekken.
Spike down.
Right here, Sen
One enemy remaining.
have to commit towards this side as well. I don't want to say disrespecting the utility, but certainly knowing when they have to dial up the pressure.
All right, well, this is now looking like a big round as well in my mind. As much as the purchase is low for Fnatic,
Sure.
I need Sen to look clean on this.
And it's actually the next that's going to be crucial in terms of stringing together this comeback. Have tour de force and potentially still an operator.
But Alpha is here. Alpha scares the life out of me in these scenarios. When he does, how did that not land? Zekken.
Hitting the brakes.
Oh, the second time of asking. Alpha goes back in for it. And Alpha decides, screw it, a pop with the ult. Holds his ground, stands as long as he could, but he goes down. Sentinels now flooding towards the site. Still have mid control, but still 2 to clear on the site itself. The rate's got up, they've got options here. The buy now looking a little less lethal at this point. So they slow the tempo, Mike. They want to get a grip on this.
They got a Bucky and a Stinger to work with. Sheriffs to complement it, but
This ahead. Stand ground.
utility perfectly placed here. And a chance for Sentinel to sweep through sight, but the crossfire doesn't amounts to nothing.
Perfectly cleared, perfectly cleared. And Kayak just cut out of the round. John QT needs the help maybe in the end, but he gets it.
This is absolutely huge though, because it draws out the tour de force.
Yes.
2 massive tools to offset potentially a lesser purchase, which is on the brink here for Fnatic.
Oh.
I mean, again, though, there's nobody swinging into bottom mid here.
Yeah.
From Sentinels. Zeken's up close, but
One enemy.
no clearance to these close angles.
Can you imagine if that went the other way? That one shot, look how close that was. Even Alpha's like, how? But still, just... if that had gone the other way, who knows? But it's given a build back here for Sentinels. 7-10 now. Fnatic wanting this timeout and needing it now.
For sure, and I think Milan just looking to rein the boys in a little bit. Probably getting a little nervous now. You'd argue the hard work's already done, considering the pistol and the second went to Fnatic here in the second half. Like I said, we're on a knife edge now in terms of the economy. Got the Hunter's Fury, Chronicle with his as well. Kayak 2 away. Certainly for Sentinels now in a pretty comfortable position with basically 4 players at 4K and above. Second with his ultimate as well. Certainly it'll be awkward here if Fnatic will concede and have to ride a lower purchase.
Tense round now. You're looking at Kron, you're looking at Crashies as well. Those ults are here. Zeken's got his. What's the early approach? Sentinels eyeing up B. Big commitment. Zeken takes a walk first. Has a look. No one up close. Knife not going to find much. This time fighting Kayak quickly handles Zeken. That looked all too easy. And Sentinels sent back.
Launching thorns.
Back down to 15 HP, but Sentinels not really to find a response or a trade there, with Zeken just trying to make use of some aggression through B main. Back to the drawing board now for Sentinels. Question marks across the map for them. Have a trip as well on Alpha with a very deep position, actually tucked into hell. Imagine the TP to get him up out of danger as well.
Cover going out.
Smoke will go up and try to bait out some of this utility. Well, he's dealing with the trap, but there's layers to this from Fnatic.
30 seconds left.
Now actually the clock. To apply further pressure now, and actually confirmation here of presence in B main.
Oh, okay, bang. And look at the time though, we're down to 10 seconds. Kron just turreting about and they've got to try and power forward. Kayak's still alive. Yeah, he's down to 15, but his presence alone is a problem. Sen looked lost without a plan in that.
Losing Zeken early on. I said this was a huge opportunity for Sentinels to really apply pressure. Let this pass them by. Beautiful opener from Kayak.
Absolutely.
I said able to dip away, deny that trade. So Sentinels just kind of hoping that somebody from Fnatic would play into their hands.
Good job, boys. Nice round, boys.
There's desperation towards B. That's a grinning, really, on the back of that.
Don't miss me too much.
And this time around, the adjustments through middle, right? There was similar drone before, but now, look at Kayak's position, though. Playing deeper in towards B main, but pace change coming out. Pressure towards Market. Crashes up to the test, though, takes away John. Kron on the follow-up, and Sen falling short when it looked to just matter most. Bang, right back into it, though. 2 big kills, and it's still game on. Flooding through B main. Trying to get this plant in motion. John's gone down here in the end. No one able to retrieve him in this situation. 3v3 post-plant now.
Very early flank coming through now. Crashies does have the Hunter's Fury as well.
Oh.
TP actually all the way back out.
Oh my
I
god.
was going to say, was he going to try and backstab Spawn there?
Both just got Zelsis on the back pedal though. Look at that position right up on top. They had no idea. The paranoia not going to affect him either. You can send this right back to him. Bang now blind. He was the hero who got them the 2 that made this look doable. Narrate's still standing, the king of the 3Ks, 4Ks hell, but he's fallen. And Fnatic break down the door. Looking for the defuse, they've got this one. And Sentinels looking quiet here now.
Map point now for Fnatic. Purchase going to be a little shaky on the side of Sentinels. Crash is just timing this to perfection. It's Chronicle to complement that as well. So, yeah, both are over the top. Crucial kill.
Totally unaware of that possibility. 12-7.
Nice! Come on then, where you running, bro? Where you running?
Here we are. Icebox looking more and more likely. Sentinels hitting a brick wall that they can't seem to get above, around, or through. Zek not given much play in middle this time. Quan and Crashies have been good at this. Till in, corner takes a glance, but doesn't fancy it.
This is now looking to re-explore towards this utility that late round caused problems for Boaster. He's found one blind.
Oh, the timing is outrageous on this too. Ult goes in, they're still trying to power forward, but Crashy's going to take down John QT again. But that's Shorty waiting! Perfectly placed! And now Sentinels scrambling! Zelsis and Bang have to come together to save the day! Well, Fnatic are taking us the distance! The third map looking so likely! Bang's been great, but Fnatic have been better! We're going to Icebox!